blistering speeds as well. But it looks like it's dry for qualifying.
It does. Sun is shining beautifully in Austria, and I like that. I do like a good bit of sunshine. I'm sure you do, being from Scotland. I'm sure you don't get it too often.
Yes. Well, no. Right now it's actually kind of sunshine, but it's getting a bit chilly.
Well, we've got some here. That's good to. That's the main thing.
Well, I think the main thing for this one is actually going to be people's tyre choice. Normally, when I see people come out for the first couple of laps, they're on the slower tyre to see where the grip is. But as I see, most people are on ultra softs. ASR Amazed is on the soft, and Davies on the super soft. So, change of strategy maybe.
There could be a chance they're just trying to get to learn the track in qualify. Of course, 12-minute session. So, I mean, especially around a track like Austria, it's so short. You can actually get 3 quali runs out if you can time it well. So you can still use all 3 sets that you have available to you. So Amazed maybe just going out, learning the track. I know for fact Amazed, he's probably one of the best guys around this track. He knows it very, very, very well. So he's going to want to watch out for. But on the softs, you might struggle a little bit to go fastest. Let's just put it that way.
I think it may sound stupid to most people, but I think one of the hardest things for the guys to get used to is after they've pit. Because obviously once they're in the race and they've pit, the tyres aren't up to the best when they're coming out the pits, and the end of that pits is a killer because it turns and actually shortens so much. I don't know how many times I've hit the pit wall coming out. So that's one thing we'll definitely have to watch for. Oh, as Artie's teammate actually had a little bit of a slide coming around the final corner there. Who actually is it? It is Davey. So he came around the final corner and the back end just skipped out on him as he's making his way around the Williams. But yeah, it's this turn here. If they don't get the braking points correct, they're going to end up wide. And obviously lose the momentum coming out the corner. Then they get DRS coming down here. But I'm expecting really fast times. I'd probably say I can set a 1:09, and these guys are a lot faster than me, so I'd probably say around 1:6, 1:7, well, high 1:7s maybe, high 1:6s, sorry, maybe.
Let's see what the first can do. KJ Gamer up to the line, did not.
Oh, 1.5, so high 1.5 for KJ Gamer. 1.15.9.
It didn't register for me on mine. For some reason it's a bit lagged and a bit delayed. Welty going 1.7.2. I think Marati didn't set one apparently according to my screen. I hope that is correct. I'm having a bit of a nightmare with this. Got the 2 Force Indies at the moment.
Nope, Artie's not set one.
We've just seen RT punish across the line. No improvement from him. VRT Emerald. McLaren driver, just seen this. Our mates go P2. Killian P4. So one of the Force Indies did set a lap. VRT Emerald up to the line as Jason Snakes goes P2 106.539. But Amazed on a 106.622 in P3 at the moment on the soft tyres, remember. Cheryl Heskey as well, 106.9. What has happened? What's them yellow flags? There's a bit of racing going on.
It's Amazed and the Williams driver. The two of them are actually in the wall together. They both have wing damage as well. Or it looked like they have wing damage. It looks like it's been fixed. Yep, I think it was actually Harley. Nope, Harley's in the wall. He's out. He's actually crashed into the wall.
Oh, that's at the final corner. Oh dear,
yep.
That's not gone at all well. Around the Red Bull Mobile corner, that is actually turned 10. So that's not good, really. It's not a good start for the Sauber driver. Of course, this championship.
It's not. Yep. I think the other person involved with Amazed was actually Dasher. He's in the Williams. I'm trying to find if he actually has a teammate. I think he has.
Should do, yeah. Welty, I believe.
Yeah, I think it may have been Welty. I'm not sure. He's not on track. It may have actually been Dasher, because he put in a 118, so I think, yeah, I think him and Amazed had, shall we say, come together, coming around one of the corners, and both of them hit the wall. They were actually facing the same way, and almost in the same place. The two of them were actually ghosted as well, so obviously something's happened with the two of them there. I'm trying to close my window. There's an ice cream van outside.
Alright, I've seen a few improvements whilst we've been talking away. iCoxy did go P2 there, 106.237, something for the F1's allowed to cheer about. AMG Kosher as well on his debut in the Mercedes, 107.358. In terms of debuts at the moment, for you will, we'll have a quick look through. So Welty is currently the fastest debutant in P7 on 107.251. AMG Kosher as well, just behind him as, of course, debutants are P7, 8, 9 and 10, and all reserves, which is actually as well P9. So now down to P11, as Twister just went onto a 108.334, beating his RT rival by 3 tenths. I will call them rivals, even though they are probably mates. But what can they say? Sometimes your enemies are your best friends. You want a bit of grudge between one another. DOR Kokanen, he went P11 on the 109.989. He's also reserve. But VRT and TR Dasher, you wouldn't expect to see them as legitimate laps, so watch out for them to make an improvement. Davies currently out on track. He's another rookie driver today. Has got a bit of pressure on his shoulders with his teammate P4 in the championship. So he'll be hoping to back up that Ferrari driver as best he could. Now, Ferrari do not have the best reputation with one another in the WXL. Round number 5 at Canada. The two Ferraris hit not once, but twice. And ironically, they were both the owners of Shamil Heskey and Enigma Arti. So it didn't go too well for them. So let's hope they can change that.
I didn't actually know that. That's the first I heard about that. But yeah, I think it's Davey actually was really wide coming out that corner there. He's still on the grass. I think it's probably due to the two of them having pride and just trying to win. I don't think Shamil's actually scoring points. So kind of hard to explain, but hopefully that won't happen today with obviously Artie and the Ferrari's KJ Gamer actually puts in the fastest lap. What car is actually Shamil in? Oh, he's in the McLaren. So the two of them are in separate cars, so hopefully they don't come together again today, even though they're in different teams. But it'll be interesting. I'm actually quite surprised that with just over 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go, Dasher has just came out now. He's moved to the Ultra Softs as well. So obviously he's looking to put in a faster time, but having a look at some of the times, I mean, Emerald's still in the pits and he put in a 1:31. So surely that's not going to be his final lap time. Dasher's out as well, so he'll be putting in. I cannot pronounce that Corcoran.
I pronounce it Corcoran. I don't know. DOR. I'm going to call him DOR.
Call him DOR, he's actually in one of my favourite cars in this game, the Renault. To me, one of the best cars to drive. But he's putting a decent time of 109. So as long as I don't know about you, Jack, but I don't tend to worry too much about qualifying. It's whether I'm consistent or not. If I'm consistent, if I'm consistent around the track, then I'm fine. I usually like to start from the back to avoid all the carnage at turn 1, as we've seen in many races. But that's usually my strategy, is I'll start from the back and then work my way through. Plus I get to choose what tyre I start on as well.
I mean, it sort of depends on what you pay. I mean, at the moment, you've got to say, qualifying, you've got to say, fantastic at the moment from KJ Gamer. 4 attempts clear of his nearest opponent, which is Coxey.
Oh yeah.
So it's definitely a sign that, you know, he feels so comfortable, and that's a sign that he's going to be someone to watch out for in the race. You know, you've got to use qualifying sort of as a guideline as to where you think you might be in terms of the pace. Once that race comes around, like you said, it's all about consistency. Consistency is key at any racetrack, and of course, around a track like Australia, of course, so many tight traction zones, like the one we've just seen ESR Maze come through turn 2, technically turn 3 if you want to be arsey, which is uphill, let alone slippery on exit. So it's crucial for anyone. Well,
the one thing about Austria as well, we've actually got a yellow flag in Sector 3. Someone is actually off. It's one of the Force Indias is actually off. It's Killian. He's in the gravel. Yeah, I think it's more... The more consistent you are around Austria, the better, because once you start losing time, it is really easy to get lapped around here. And I mean, very easy. Killian's actually retired from the session. So they also need to kind of think about that in their strategy as well. If something goes wrong, they have to pit, change their front wing. You don't have a lot of time before the drivers in front catch up and try and lap you. That's probably one of the most frustrating things any driver can feel. Dashers is retired as well. He's actually retired in P3.
So he P4.
Wow. So yeah, it looks like people are. Well, Welty's actually just came back into the pits. Kosher's already in the pits as well. Schmiel's retired. Some people are crossing over the line before the timer runs out, and Twister just made it over that line before the checker flag came out.
Emerald. VRT Emerald P2 out of nowhere. First and second guy to get into 105s, finally 105.9. Coxey appears to be slowing down, so we're going to see improvement from him. It's Amazed, 106 dead. P3 from on the super soft tyres, remember, so that's a fantastic lap from the Red Bull. Just what he needed to do, but at the moment it looks to be advantage KJ Gamer in terms of the championship fight. He's on pole position for the time being. JSR Snakes is currently on a lap. He's just now coming through Pirelli corner. That is turn number 5. He looks confident into the final sector. Let's see what he can do. Ran this long left turn 6 and towards turn 7. He's got Punisher ahead of him. Is Punisher on a lap? I think he might be. This could cost JSR Snakes up towards the final corner. He does let him go. That was dramatically late. Potential dirty air for him. Through the final corner, the Red Bull Mobile, of course, up to the line now for JSR Snakes. And he slots into, wait for it to update for me because it takes for bloody ever. He doesn't improve, so that will do that, and that looks to be qualifying unless Twister can find more time. But I saw him heavily brake on the run towards T1, so I think that might do it for now for qualifying. So KJ Gamer on pole.
I think he was trying to avoid ESR Amazed's AI car. It kind of slowed him on the corners there. It wasn't Amazed's car actually, it was a Red Bull, I think. Oh no, it was Amazed. No. What car's Amazed in? I thought he was in the McLaren. Oh, he's in the Red Bull, yeah, it was Amazed in, yep. It was his AI car. Look at the gaps though, wow, 1 to 7.
I know, so on pole position, it is the Mercedes. KJ Gamer's done everything he needs to do to try and secure the championship lead today. VRT Emerald is his antagonist alongside him though in P2. In third position on the super soft tyres, remember, is ESR Amazed. He's in a fantastic position. Coxey, P4, just ahead of Dasher, who is just ahead of Shamil Heskey, close between them three. Then we have JSR Snakes, Killian 2004, Nick Marati, Welty, RT93 Twister, AMG Kosher, RT Punisher, and looking down for the rest of the field. Let me just wait for my stream to update because I missed the lot down there. We have Davey, DOR and Harley at the back of the field, so he's got a lot of work ahead of him ahead of this Grand Prix. Harley's someone expecting near the front. He's got a lot of rookies to pass, with a lot of rookies near the back of the field. But here we go, Will. It's time for the race.
Yep. It looks like it's a dry one as well. So expect really fast times. I just love this track. I love watching races here as well. It's just so entertaining. Seeing the driver. Plus, what makes it even better is we have a full grid, I'm sure.
We don't.
I think the last time I checked, there was 18 drivers
16.
maybe?
16, there was 18
16.
including us in the lobby. But here we go.
Yeah, so 16 drivers is going to be interesting, definitely. Especially the start.
Yeah, here we go. We're getting ready. It's no, I don't think there is formation lap. There's spectators, but here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights are on. 4, the WXL is lights out and away we go. And it's a decent start for KJ Game as well as ESR and Maeve. Immediately goes side by side with BLT as well as Thomas. To make a free one as well by Coxie in the outside line, but KJ Game offends it. ESR and Maeve gets the move on into P2. Coxie meanwhile trying to defend off against JSR Snakes as well. So comes towards turn number 3. Just look at him, he's doing his best. Watch out for the braking zone down towards turn number 3. Any dive bombs are potentially on as JSR Snakes trying to go to the outside of him. Through towards turn 3, just about managed to defend it. TR Dasher as well in P2. What P4, sorry, watch out for the lead as well. KJ Gamer has lost it to ESR Maze. Round the outside, he tries to go on the run on towards turn number 4. Down the inside he goes. There's contact between the two. And ESR Maze is forced out. Emerald gets the move back past. So ESR Maze right back to square one on lap number 1. Through Pirelli corner they come for the first time. It's KJ Gamer leads BL to Emerald second. ESR Maze third. The top 3 stay the same. But Dasher gains the position off the line. So it's a good start for him, Will.
Yep, it definitely wasn't. Sure you don't need to breathe, Jack.
No, I am alright.
There's a lot of position changes at the back. Harley's. Everyone's he's making the move up the field.
Oh, he's out. Drew Heskey has just binned it in the wall at the final corner, and he is out. That was a bit of a shock.
Punisher's actually hit the wall as well, and he has lost parts of his right front wing, the parts of his right side on his front wing. He's spun out and basically shadowed Shamil on that last corner, but a lot of the drivers are going wide in that last corner, so you've got to question if some of them have kind of messed up on their setups. They may be running a bit too little downforce on the cars, because some of the turns can be quite hard to take if your downforce
Coxie's forced off.
Yeah, he's on the gravel.
Heading into Pirelli corner. Dasher, he was on the defensive against Coxie, and Coxie got nudged to the outside, and he's been forced into the runoff area, and he's losing loads of position. He's got gravel on his tyres, so he needs to be careful not to take anyone out. He's down into P12 for now. Meanwhile, there's a car ahead. Killian's done it again. He did exactly what he did in qualifying. He's off of the gravel at turn number 7, and that's not gone at all. Meanwhile, Harley trying to get past Twister here for P8. Poor exit from Twister from the Toro Rosso out of the final corner. Up towards T1. It looks like Harley might have done running outside. He's on the Super Soft, do not forget. Fresh Super Sauce for him, of course. That's going to be clinical for his race, and he gets the move done through turn 1. That's crucial for him. Meanwhile, Welty as well. He's on the defensive against Enigmaratic through towards turn number 3, and it looks feisty at the moment. Dashes run wide at turn number 3, and Snakes is right down the inside of him. The 2 Red Bulls are now 3rd and 4th, and the Williams are forced out into 5th and 6th, and the championship leader can see the championship lead fading away from him, because KJ Gamer has got a 1.1 second lead. It's a fantastic effort by him so far, Will, and he's in a prime position.
Yep, he definitely is. It's just been massive, action-packed. Cars going off. You've got to think the drivers haven't got as much grip as they think they have with all the sliding off tracks. And I mean, putting your elbows out is one thing, but some of the drivers are really aggressive at this track. They just want for, as Coxie just took that position from Kosha there. No fight from Kosha, he just went straight past him, but he now has his teammate directly in front of him, and he's really quickly, he's now down the inside. Is he going to take the position he is, as both of them again run really wide? I think the guys don't have that much grip, but Kosha has actually caught up to the back of Twister as well now, so I don't think the Twister has any damage, so I don't know if he has a problem with the car. It looks like he's losing a little bit of pace.
Sorry for butting across, but I thought Welty was about to go for a move on his teammate, of course. These two, of course, Welty on his debut, he had to make a name for himself, but battle against the championship leader and your teammate, not the best idea at the moment, but now he's got to fend off Enigmaratic, so I was thinking, oh my goodness me, just imagine if they came together, the drama that would be created. Crikey.
Yeah, I think there'd be a lot of words that we probably wouldn't see on stream. Oh, Whiteley just missed Dasher there as he came round, but he's actually going to take the place from Dasher. Dasher goes a little bit wide coming into that corner. Has Dasher got damage? Well. He hasn't.
Well, Dasher's going to be struggling, but ESR Maze just got past VRT Emerald for P2 on the Super Soft, do not forget. And it's only lap 5, so they're surely not going to feel any better. So Maze is just linking up this track. What has happened further back?
Enigma Artie's just been passed by Harley, but he actually got sandwiched between Harley and Dasher. All three of them were going 3 wide going into the turn 2 there, and it was Enigma Artie that came off worse. He's actually now behind Harley, who's taken P7 from Artie, and it looks like Dasher's been let off the hook, kind of. He's about 5 tenths, 6 tenths in front of Harley, although I think that's wrong because that looks a lot closer than, well, it's now 4 tenths, so, but yeah, it looks like Artie came off the worst there, trying to make a move, and obviously Harley saw the opportunity and thought, I'll have that, thanks. Oh, who is that? It's Dasher. He's actually went wide again at the last corner.
He seems to be hating this heavy fuel. All VSC is out as Chanel Heskey's left the session, so the virtual safety car is out. So of course, guys, got to keep to deltas here, but that now means Harley is actually ahead of Dasher. So that's crucial for him. He's now even further. He must hate this heavy load of fuel that he has because it's just not working out for him at all.
I don't understand. I'm looking at his telemetry. It's really weird. It looks like he's pushing the brake and the accelerator at the same time. It's a really, really weird strategy I've seen. But it may slightly be making him lose grip on the tyre. He may just be running down the tyre a lot quicker than everybody else, but it really doesn't look like he's comfortable as there's a yellow in sector 1, 2 and 3. Oh, not seen that for a while.
Well, we are back underway, and it's been a poor start for Emerald because he tried to pass Amaze under the VSC because I think because Amaze was so slow. He might have actually been helping his teammate here. It might have been a bit of teamwork because now Snakes is right up behind them. So a bit of Red Bull gamemanship at the Red Bull ring. That's fantastic genius work from the two. And now Emerald could be under pressure from Snakes. There's a bit of going on further down by between the two debuts of AMG Kosher and Twister for the final point, didn't forget. Only for 1 point, but it's lovely to see, you know, especially on your debut trying to make an impact. It's Kosher run massive wide out of turn 1, and Twister will go right back down the inside and run up towards turn number 3. He might very much have this move done, and he does, but he's on the grass. It's a bit of an unusual battle for us. It's just mistake after mistake. Meanwhile, Harley as well is trying to go round the outside of Welty. 4P5 on the run up towards turn number 4. Super Softs again, Ultra Soft. Round the outside, Welty squeezed him as much as he can. Left him no more than an inch before the Pirelli corner, and he just about holds it. This might allow Dasher now to finally get back past. Can he, though? That's what he needs to do. He needs to take full advantage of every single opportunity that comes to him at the moment. Because, as I've said multiple times, Championship falling down the order for him, but still a long way to go. But every round matters in any championship, Will.
Yep, it definitely does. I think Harley actually wants to get out of this volume sandwich he's in right now, but every time he tries to make a pass on Welty, it looks like Welty has amazing defence, and he just answers for everything. But it looks like Artie is actually having a look on Dasher as well, as Dasher goes really wide, and he comes back on track, and Artie actually has to almost go into the grass to miss him. The two of them are banging wheels together, but they're running side by side into turn 2. Who's going to get it? I think Artie may have this as he's got the inside line. He gets the better run, and look
Coxey
at that.
takes it.
Actually making the move. Wow.
Genius stuff.
Even further.
But Harley trying it yet again, the exact same move round the outside towards turn 4, and Welty squeezed him out, but the switchback was so fantastic, and Welty is off into the gravel, and he is spinning out in an absolute carnage race, and all of a sudden Nick Murati has just found himself up in a P6, and Coxey into P7, as the two Williams drivers have just had a nightmare of a lap. I genuinely think they wish they were 20 years back in time, because that was ridiculous, that lap for the two Williams. It's gone awfully wrong, and they need to start rebuilding because now they're right back down to the arse end of the points.
Well, it looks like Dasher is actually... He should have a run on iCoxie here, but obviously Coxie's going to have a run on Artie. Actually, Dasher's going side by side with Coxie at the moment. The two of them are fighting for the turn. Oh, Coxie just hit the back of Artie, and it's cost him the place. I think he may have... He doesn't look to have wing damage, but he did hit the back of that Ferrari. So it's cost him a little bit of time. He was trying to pass Artie, and Dasher obviously took the advantage of the situation and just grabbed the place, but he's now up in P7. But well, he's not far behind. He's fell back 1.8 seconds, but he still can see the cars in front. So they're still in the points at the moment, but obviously Dasher would really want to be a lot higher up in this. It's just I don't think he's going to be happy with the performance today. It's Artie actually goes really wide. Yeah, so Dasher actually gets that place.
And Coxie does.
Coxie goes through. Yep.
So interesting from Artie. Bit of a mistake. But then Dasher's just run wide. This is just the mistake Grand Prix, as now Coxie's trying to go around the outside of Dasher. So he might just get into it. And actually, he's backed off. Virtual safety car out again. That was for no reason.
Why is that?
So I bet you we've had a safety car glitch, and we might be due a restart on lap number 10. I hope not, but it looks that way for the moment. So KJ Gamer is still leading for the time being. We'll have to wait for official confirmation from the admins, of course, as to what they do, as to whether we carry on and see if it is actually the safety car glitch, because there could have just been a bit of debris on track. We're not too sure. But as we have got the BSC, I'll have to quick run through the field for the time being. So it's KJ Gamer leading. Is so amazed on the Super Soft. Do not forget, it's 4.2 seconds behind him, around about 3 seconds behind him. Emerald has dropped off to the back of him in P3. So them two swap positions early on, and now Emerald losing time to him. JSR Snakes is right on his tail. That's what's crucial to mention. That final podium place could see 2 Red Bulls on the podium at the Red Bull Ring. Interestingly, Snakes is actually darting to come into the pits here. So he's taking advantage of this VSC and coming in under it as the DRS is now enabled, and we are back to green flag racing.
Yep.
So that could have just bitten him in the arse as he just passed Coxie under just at the end of the VSC.
Yeah, I think that was really cheeky from Artie, but then again, he might have had the best strategy, but actually, iCoxie's coming back up, and I think Artie's been told to give him the places. Dasher had a little bit of a moment. Oh, Dasher's
had a huge moment
again. Wow.
What is going on with that man?
I think Dasher's either got the wrong setup or something is really wrong with that car. He is just all over the places. iCoxie is now up in P5. Wow. I'm actually going to have a look. So the person that's gained the most just now is Harley.
Oh, well, he's at the inside.
12 places.
In towards turn number 4, he's up the inside of Artie. Sorry for interrupting you there. The 2 Ferraris are all in this battle now with Artie, and that shouldn't be kosher. That should be Mr. Davey. I don't know why he's there. Oh, he's lapped. That's why. I didn't realise he was lapped. So my apologies. A bit of poor judgment. But meanwhile, Welty is now back passing Marati, and this midfield battle is rolling round. I can't quite predict who's going to finish where. Dasher must have the wrong setup. He must be using some sort of really low damage. The amount of times he's running wide, it is just ridiculous. He's using so much time in the corners, but on the straights, he is rapid. Is that lad? And now he's just done it again, look. He's just done the exact same thing again.
There he goes.
And now his teammate is going to take full advantage of this. Surely the run up towards turn number 3. Could we see him move around the outside here? Williams against Williams. I bet Claire Williams probably sitting in the cockpit, in the paddock, worrying her arse off as they come through turn number 3. There's contact. She's now down the inside. Oh, Welty. That came out of nowhere. Wow. All of a sudden, the Ferrari knocking on the door as the Williams continue to have turmoil. Up towards turn 4 they come. And Artie's going to slot in behind for now. Or is he? He's not. He is just going to bout. But then Welty runs a little bit deep. And Artie tries to take full advantage of it. This is fantastic racing, but it's just that little bit too much aggressive for the time being. Meanwhile, Davey is forced to look on at this incredible battle as both the Williams skip over the sausage curb there on the outside. So that could have ended in tears. We're on lap number 13 now, and for some reason, I hope there's a restart because my spectator is completely buggered. Like, it is just not showing me who is where.
Artie's in, and so's Dasher. So Dasher and Artie have just pit.
Did they have, according to me, they're 12th and 13th.
No, they're 8th and 9th for me.
I'm going to back out because mine is having massive glitches. So apologies for this, but I'm going to have to do it because it is not working at the moment. So Will, if you could invite me back into the lobby to hope that my spectator starts to work again, that would be appreciated.
Hold on a second. I don't know if I can.
Oh God. One of my friends.
Nope, I can't. 2 seconds. It's Snakes who's hosting, I think. Yep, I cannot send invites.
Oh, I have one. KJ Gamer has thankfully invited me. So.
Yeah, so Harley has actually moved up into P3. So right now Harley's actually gained 13 places. So he is Coxie and whoa, what happened there? Okay.
What happened?
My Xbox just decided to start YouTube. Okay, so oh, Punisher's just received a drive-through penalty for speeding on the virtual safety car. Oh no. Yep. Why have I got deja vu from F1XL Japan last season?
I know the VSC is out again as I'm on board with ESR Amazed, who currently does. Right, so my order at the moment is ESR Amazed, VRT Emerald, Harley, KJ Gamer, JSR Snakes, AMG. Am I correct?
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes.
For some reason, Welty says he's in the pit when he's clearly not. So ESR Amazed dives it in. He gets a drive through. That's what you got to remember is. Yes, it keeps going on saying drive through for penalty for speeding on the VSC. You have to stick to the delta even if you're coming into the pits.
Yep.
That's
if you
the
don't,
thing about it.
It's well at this track. The last thing you want to receive is wow. It's just. I think we should change this to going wide and penalty Grand Prix because that seems to be most of the stuff that's happening. But yeah, it's really bad if you get a drive-through penalty here because it wastes so much time, and it hurts a lot, especially around this track. Because I know a lot of drivers love this track, but I have no idea what's happening. There's another penalty. In fact, I'm actually going to have a look to see if any of the top runners have penalties. Harley is actually P1 for me.
Last place. Last to first challenge for Harley. Fantastic job from this out.
So, yeah, 15 places. But although he hasn't stopped yet, but if he can pull out a massive gap, but we'll stay on lap 16 because if the virtual safety car comes out again on lap 16, then we know we have the glitch. But if he can pull out a massive gap, he may come back out in front of KJ Gamer, but the gap's actually coming down. There you go, KJ Gamer's just putting fastest lap. So, yeah, it looks like Harley's his pit team are telling him if he pits now, he'll rejoin third. 9 times out of 10 they're wrong. So I wouldn't, if I was him, I wouldn't listen to that. But he's having a decent drive. He's up the top. He can fight for a podium if he wishes, as Artie receives a penalty. So I think it may be. Yeah, so KJ Gamer has a penalty. Snakes has a penalty. Emerald has a penalty. Well, Coxie has a penalty. Does Harley have a penalty? Harley does have a penalty. He's also got 2 warnings, so he has to watch. Yeah, Kosher doesn't have a penalty. Neither does Welty. Dasher does. So, a fair mix, I would say. Some people do have penalties, some people don't.
Indeed, it's a bit interesting as to why these happen. As I think Murati is off there. He's had a moment. at turn number 7, sorry, the right-hander king, as Andy Kosher dives in. That's his first stop. But in right at the moment, when he's currently running, he was running in P9 because Amazed, of course, did serve his drive-through penalty. He probably will come out ahead of Kosher still. So he will still be in P9 for now, as there you can see. There he goes, just now flying past in the Ferrari. But I would like to mention that it's interesting to note with Harley with his strategy. He could actually then dive it in a few more, wait out a few more laps, and actually dive it in for a set of the ultra softs. And then he would be absolutely gunning it. I mean, you can see Snake's still got another stop to go, so he still has to catch him. Emerald, maybe. I reckon he could probably make them tyres last, but it would be a push. Icoxy, yeah, he's going to make it to the end. And then around about Welty, that's where I expect him to come out. Welty Dasher area, which comes 6th and 7th. So he could be in a good position. Harley could even be a dark horse to get a podium in this Grand Prix. So last to podium, I think I would take that myself.
Yeah, I definitely would. Starting 16th and finishing 3rd. Dasher, he just went really wide again. He is not having the best of race. Oh, virtual safety car again. Yeah, I definitely think it's a glitch. But I mean, having a look at Dasher, I'm actually going to have a look at his lap times because I don't know what it is. He's been doing 118, 112, 128. He started getting a little bit faster now. He's doing in the 1.9s, but it's still not as quick as the rest of the guys on track. KJ Gamer's down in the low 1.9s. He's also now doing the 1.8s. So obviously there's definitely something wrong with Dasher's car, whether it be set up or maybe he's just not finding the grip as well as some of the other guys. But he is definitely finding some problems with that car, and it's not going to help his championship ambitions. I would love to say people get frustrated when this happens to them, but it goes in whenever anybody races. You win some, you lose some. There's some tracks people love, some tracks people don't have the best of luck at. With me, that's almost every track. But yeah, I think there's something that he's unsettled about in the car. But he has Amazed all over the back of him.
Indeed he does. He's going around the outside areas here, sorry mate. He's trying to get back past, a bit of a recovery drive, but Dasher having absolutely none of that and saying, you are not going past at this point. Meanwhile as well, KJ Gamer catching up to Harley, of course, these two not on the same strategy, of course. But Harley has every single right to defend. I'm interested to see when he actually dives it in. Does he dive it in soon rather than later? Nope, he's going to stay out, but he is very slidey. And just look at the amount of tyre difference. And actually, Harley lets him go there for the race lead. So KJ going to back up into the race lead, not only on net, but also officially. So now he has that race lead and has a chance to get away a little bit of weaving from KJ. I'm going to say, thank you very much, Sunshine. Go enjoy the rest of your races. Amazed and Dasher have come together at the final corner.
Oof.
Now that could end in... It's like made slowing down. He actually then makes contact with Davey there. Whether Davey was involved or what, I don't know.
Amazed's retired.
Oh, yes, Amazed has retired.
I think he's had enough. Yeah, I think he had enough. I have no idea what happened there. I caught the tail end of it as Dasher came back on track, but it kind of looks like the two of them were slowing down to kind of say, what were you doing? But I mean, without seeing it, I can't really say much. I do think that kind of comes over. I think it kind of comes over on everybody trying to be competitive. Sometimes mistakes happen, so obviously, but obviously without seeing it, I don't actually know what happened. As Harley is actually in the pits now, so he's moved into 4th. What's he moving to? He's actually moving to the Ultra Softs. So Harley may be watching the stream
Indeed, he
and
may
listening
be
to you.
listening to it. He might be very much on the ball. Let's see where he comes out. Of course, he will come out ahead of Dasher, but Dasher, has he left the session? I think he might have, because he's just chilling AI at the moment. Of course, that is a real shame. But there was a bit of like a moment where actually, you know, he's trying to get past him. Dasher's back, but I don't know if Davey was involved in that instant, because when Amazed slowed down, it sort of swerved towards Davey. It was a bit of like an aggressive thing. And meanwhile, Dasher does go defensive in towards turn 3. The switchback might be on for I. He's not quite able to do it as this Amazed has left the station. That is a real shame from him. He looked so promising into this Grand Prix, but a few unlucky things, and he is out of the Austrian Grand Prix in WXL.
Well, a slight update from David there as he just touches the wall on the way out the pits. I think he was involved in it a little bit. He just had a wing change, so I think he had some damage on his front wing from obviously the incident. As yep, my game's going to buggery as well. It's showing me half of his tyres on soft and half on super soft. So thank you very much.
It is super soft tyres,
yeah,
as yes, yeah.
Oh, yep. Yep.
So that's interesting to know. Sorry, Will, but it's just interesting to note that Snakes has done a 2-stop, and Harley, of course, doing the 1-stop. But Harley's done a super soft to ultra. Whether he's going to do another set of ultra softs, because I don't think you can make them go to the end. Because Snakes is interestingly gone on to the super soft when he, of course, did a middle stint on the ultras. So it's an interesting call.
Yeah, I definitely think it is. Well, obviously, Emerald, I'm actually going to have a look and see when Emerald, because he's on the super softs, and he pit on lap 15, so he has relatively old tyres. Well, not really old. They're a lot older than, say, Harley's, who's on the ultra softs, but it definitely is quite interesting. Strategies, because I'm actually having a okay. Where is stops? So yeah, mine's is not showing me when Snake's actually stopped. It's just showing me as him being on ultra softs. That's it. Oh, there we go. Super softs lap 22. Yeah. I think. See, Harley, Snakes, and Weltley are actually really close to each other, so this could be a massive fight for P4. But Coxey is really far in front. He's about 8.8 seconds. He's also on the soft, so you wouldn't think that Coxey would be as fast as a couple of drivers behind him because he's on a slower tyre, but that means nothing. He actually pit on lap 14, so we've also got the other thing as well to play a factor in this, is penalties. The minute everyone crosses the line, actually, Snakes is making a pass on Welty. He has made it, and Harley's actually making a pass on the inside as well. Oh, he kind of nudges Welty there to say give him a road. But two of them have made it past the Williams driver. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I'm not even going to attempt to predict where anybody finishes because of penalties, because there's that many of them. But once everyone crosses the line, it seems to be some tracks, it's the penalties that decide who finishes well. Twister's actually in the pits again. This is his third stop. Or is it a drive-through? I think it's a drive-through. Yep, it's a drive-through. Wow. He has dropped all the way back. He's now in 13th place. It's not been a really good debut by Davey. Fair play to him, he's still in the race. I mean, you've seen me, Jack, where I've been lapped like 3-4 times and still went on with the race, not giving up, just kept going. So fair play to him. He's still going. He's still driving. It looks like Snakes is actually making a move on Harley. You still there, Jack? We seem to have lost. Yep. So coming into lap 26 with 10 laps to go. We have a yellow in sector 3 as Davy's actually retired from the session. Unlucky. Good try. Look at. Yeah, he was putting in decent lap times. It's just he actually put in a really good lap at the end there. But I mean, it's only his first race, and it's only round 6, so we've got a few more runs to go. But yeah, so let's have a look and see. Yeah, so we are still streaming at the moment. As Harley actually goes really wide there and receives a penalty for it. He's 7.1 seconds back on Icoxie, who's in 3rd place, so he now has to push massively to possibly get the podium place. He's just coming up to lap the Renault of, who is that? I think it's DOR. But yeah, so far we started with 16. There's only been 3 retirements, so not that many. Davey, who's obviously not had the best of races. ESR Amazed, who I think just had enough, and Shamil, who went out towards the start of the Grand Prix. But there's currently only 8 laps left. So we are off as Harley just passing DOR there. Still waving green flags and still a yellow flag in sector 3, but it's gone out. Didn't actually notice this, but Coxey has made it in the P2. So he's got past Emerald as Harley and Snakes are actually battling for P4 as Emerald receives a penalty. So right now it looks like Emerald and Icoxy are battling over P2.
My apologies about that.
Oh, you are still there.
Yeah, I am back, sorry.
Well, a little bit's changed. Icoxy just overtaken Emerald for P2. Harley did make it back up to P4, but GSR Snakes has took P4 from him. Davies retired from the race, unfortunately. So, as Icoxy receives another penalty. But yeah, I was just saying on stream as well, I think it's quite hard to predict where anyone's going to finish because of all the penalties, but it looks like Snakes is now, he's just passed, I think that was actually a lapped car, as Twister's actually ghosting as well, so I don't think he's in the race anymore, and yeah, it's Punisher. But yeah, KJ Gamer has been out in P1 for most of this race, except from when obviously Harley was in P1. He's just having such a dominating drive right now.
He is probably making a cup of tea at the moment. He's probably boiling the kettle because he is just comfortably clear. He's done everything he needs to do, to be fair to him. You've got to say fair play, and he will walk out of here with a humongous championship lead because Dasher is currently in P7. And of course, 6 points for P7, 25 for P1. That'll be 20-point lead heading into the next round.
Wow.
So he's in one hell of a position now all of a sudden, KJ Gamer.
Yep. It definitely is, and I think this has fallen to his advantage for going into the next race as well. Punisher receives another penalty, but Emerald he's still on the back of Icoxy. I think Icoxy's actually had a really good strategy as well. He's only made 2 places, but he's still in P2. Harley's actually gained 11 places. Starting from the back, he's in 5th, so he's basically the highest earner in this race. He's moved up the most places, but a lot of the guys are having pretty decent races. Some of them are not having the best of races, but yeah, I think it's a definite thing with. Harley actually receives a penalty though. I definitely think it's playing in the favour of KJ Gamer and Mercedes. I'm actually going to have a look. Where is his teammate?
It's looking interesting by the way between Coxey.
He's in 9th.
This is just all about consistency. I believe Emerald has got Coxey picked up a fair few penalties this race. So this could be Emerald's
yeah, I'll actually have a look.
As Carnan picks up one
have
himself.
a quick look. Well, Icoxy has 1, 2, 3 penalties. Wow. Emerald has 2 penalties. So if Emerald stays within the 3-second margin of Icoxy, it's more than likely going to go to Emerald for P2. But if Emerald picks up another penalty, then it's going to be a race for position. As Twister receives another penalty, I know it's really easy to pick up penalties here. If you even just cut the corner slightly, they will punish you for it. But I didn't think it was this easy to pick up penalties. The amount that we've actually seen, just wow.
I think it's Russia.
Yeah, exactly. But there's one person we've spoke about towards the start, but it's Enigma Artie. He's got an 11-second lead over Kosha, and Dasher receives another penalty. Sorry, is that 6-second lead? Sorry, over Kosha, and he's actually 11 seconds behind Dasher. So Artie's kind of in no man's land right now in P8, and if I remember correctly, that's not where he started. Nope, he started in 9th, so he's gained 1 place. Dasher's actually lost 2 places, so he's definitely not going to be happy about that. But yeah, so some of the guys are running super soft, 2 of them are, and 2 are running ultra soft, and the rest on softs.
Emerald's just
I was expecting the people. Well, I'd be expecting the people that are on Super Soft and Ultra Soft to be running faster, and there's a yellow flag in sector
Twister.
2. That's
That was a Twister having a bit of a moment out of turn number 3 or 2, depending on what you prefer to say it as. But yeah, he's had another moment. So, but this is going to be interesting.
Punisher's
retired. There.
Punisher's hit the wall.
Oh, final.
He's hit the wall.
Right, is this dashing?
It looks like he's went. Wow. I think
sad
he's went really wide pieces. That. Yeah, it definitely is. It can be. I would probably say it can knock your morale quite a bit when you crash. But I mean, it's only round 6. It's still got quite a fair way to go yet. So if I was him, I wouldn't give up just yet. But yeah, I don't like it when people crash, because it just takes more cars out and makes it a little less even. Whoa, as Twister's actually just retired as well. He's got damage to his front wing. He's not hit the wall. Well, he probably has hit the wall, but he's not lost his tyre. He's just got damage on his wing. But there's actually only 1 lap left. So once KJ Gamer comes round, he'll be on his final lap. Safe to say, I think he's got it. I don't think KJ Gamer has any penalties. He's about 10 seconds of front. Oh, he has 1. So he has 1 penalty. Yeah, Icoxy behind him has like 3 penalties. So KJ Gamer's safe where he is as Punisher leaves the session, and Welty receives another penalty.
That's a
Definitely
shame.
going to be interesting to see.
That's a shame to see, maybe.
Yeah. I'd have loved to have seen the two slug it out for a position. I think it would have been interesting because the two of them are in the same team together, or whatever you want to call it. But it would have been really good. But yeah. So Snakes has just received another penalty as well.
This is just ridiculous amount of penalties that there are.
I think Snakes has actually got past Harley, because Harley was in P4 fighting. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Emerald and Icoxy fighting, and Snakes and Harley were actually fighting, but Harley's fell back almost 8 seconds, or over 8 seconds, and I think Harley's tyres have wore off, so it may not have been the best strategy to move to the Ultra Soft, but then again he is in P5. It's still a massive gain from him. It's still an 11th place gain, so he can't complain. Starting 16th, you finish 5th, so it's still a massive amount of points. But yeah, so KJ Gamer's actually on his last lap just now, and he's about to come, and he's weaving already.
He's weaving already, that's confidence. Confidence, lads, because
Yep.
you know what's coming your way. It's the championship lead. Round the final corner for the final time. There is, ladies and gentlemen, the Mercedes crew. The Brackley lad wins for round number 6, and he bins it over the line. It's a win for the Mercedes team, and the championship lead goes towards them. P2 for Icoxy, but not for now, as it's going to be VRT Emerald who takes that due to penalties. So that's worked out nicely for him. JSR Snakes will come home in P4, and Harley will come around the final corner to take what has been a fantastic effort for him. My driver day 100%, the Sauber driver from last place on the grid comes home with 10 points for the Swiss team. He'll be happy with that. Welty, unfortunate not to get too much of a result, but in the end he does end up with P6. The championship leader is not going to walk out with the championship lead this round. He only manages P7, and that challenge for next few rounds to try and rebuild that. Enigmarati, the Ferrari driver, comes down the final corner. Killian just crossed the line there. Enigmarati will come home in P8 for the Ferrari team. 9th for AMG Kosher, and the final points paying position goes towards the Force India of Killian and Will. That was a race of interesting prospect, really.
Yeah, it definitely was. I don't think even Dasher would have been expecting how I wouldn't say badly he was driving. To give props to KJ Gamer, he just drove so well. His strategy was perfect. But I definitely do agree with you. Harley deserves driver of the day. He came from the back, he just drove a fantastic race, and finished 5th with some points, some well-deserved points. But yeah, it's been a fantastic race.
It has. So it is KJ Gamer on the top step. Pole position to a win for the Mercedes driver. VRT Emerald, the only driver other than him within the top 8 to finish where they started. So it's 1-2 on the grid for qualifying, 1-2 for them in the race. Coxey climbing up from P4 takes that final pony pay position. JSR Snakes brings it home for P4 for the Red Bull team. Harley P5, the 2 Williams, Welty and Dasher P6 and 7, AMG Kosher P8, Enigmarati P9, Killian P10, and finally DIY Corcana on his debut. No points unfortunately for the Renault team, but he did come home to finish, which is good for him. That's a good foundation for future rounds, really.
Yeah, I mean, whenever someone starts league racing or starts in a new league, points aren't important to start with. You just want to get a handle on who's in the league, how fast they are. If you can match the pace, then work on your consistency. The points, the fast driving, stuff like that will come later. It's just getting to know the other drivers in the league and basically working your way up the ladder. It doesn't happen. I think everyone who league races can say it doesn't happen in the first season unless you're, I would probably say, talented massively, or have came from the previous game, but it does get easier as it goes, so you may well find yourself up in points in the next few races. You never know, anything can happen.
Indeed it can. Now I will quickly end the stream here. So Will, thank you very much for joining me, my friend. It's been a pleasure for this, and I look forward to working with you in future rounds, my friend.
Yep, me too. Been a pleasure.
Indeed, and that will conclude that, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we walked in here with an American leading the championship. We've walked out with a Brit walking into the next round with a huge championship lead out of nowhere. That will do that for WXL. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.